That's how people don't get hung up on. So what I'll do is I'll say, hey, my team told me to give you a shout, rather than saying, you know what? Hey, Mello, this is Mike. Hey, so I'm just following up. People do not feel good when they're just followed up with. They feel like that you have a list of 100 people, and you're just one of those people on the list. They don't feel that. They don't feel good. Okay, so your intro. When you're going through your intro, you want to make it something that is your own. You do not want to sound like everybody else. You want to sound super welcoming and make them feel like it's a friend that's calling you, right? So when I first hop on the phone with a seller, I literally change my tone of voice. I do not sound like how I'm sounding right now. Mello, you'll hear me on the phone all the time. Rob, you'll hear me in the sales training. Brennan, you'll hear me in the sales training. Jake, you hear me in the sales training. When I hop on the phone with a seller, I literally change my voice to how their voice is pretty much. So when I have a lady answer the phone, I'm like, hey, this is Mike, how are you? I don't talk like that, right? But it's super welcoming. Because if I'm just talking like myself, like I'm talking right now, I'll be like, yo, who is this guy, right? So I literally have to sound super welcoming when I come into the call, okay? So you want to make it sound like, hey, I want to talk to this person. Not like, you guys always get sales calls all the time from random salespeople, and these salespeople, when you answer the phone, you're like, oh, hey, this is Mike calling from 1-800 Home Buyers. I said you had this thing implemented in our system. I told you to give you a call. You're like, click. Hey, Mello, this is Mike. How are you, bro? You see how that's so welcoming? Yeah. Like I sound like your friend. Like we're homies. And now Mello's like, wait, do I know Mike? First off, he said my first name. Hey, Mello, this is Mike. How are you? I said Mello. What is Mello? His name. That makes somebody feel good. Mello, when somebody says your name, as I keep saying it, you're probably like, this guy remembers my name. Have you guys ever had somebody before that you don't think probably remembers your name, and then they say your name and you're like, wow, that feels good. And you're probably thinking in the back of your brain, I'm a piece of crap because I don't even remember this guy's name. So somebody's name makes them feel good. So I start off immediately with their name, okay? I sound welcoming, and then I give a reason for why I'm calling. And I put myself into a higher authority, okay? So I put myself into like, hey, I deserve to be on this call because I am X, okay? So I say, hey, Mello, this is Mike. How are you? He says, I'm doing well. I'm doing amazing today. Today's great, right? I give some sort of human connection. He realizes that I'm not like a robocaller or something like that. And then after that, I get into the reason why I'm calling. My team told me to give you a shout because you were looking to buy your house, okay? Somebody literally told me, you know how important you have to be for somebody to tell you to go call somebody? Like that puts you at a higher authority. That puts you at like almost like a referral-based type of thing. Like, hey, he's the guy that knows. I don't know. So I'm coming in as the guy that knows, meaning you should stick on this phone call with me. You should start listening to me, right? That's how people don't get hung up on. So what I'll do is I'll say, hey, my team told me to give you a shout, rather than saying, you know what? Hey, Mello, this is Mike. Hey, so I'm just following up. People do not feel good when they're just followed up with. They feel like you have a list of 100 people, and you're just one of those people on the list. They don't feel that. They don't feel good. Hey, I'm calling for a reason. I'm the guy that buys the houses. They're like, dang, I'm talking to the guy that buys the houses. Holy crap. Okay, let me stick on the phone. So the person sticks on the phone, and then you start bringing them through the sales process. One more thing you want to touch on a little bit in the intro before you get into the next phase is this little thing right here. Explain that we have to qualify your house, and you'll see how that's going to help out in the next step. So we're not just saying, tell me about the house right away. We want to let them know, hey, we're not in a position right now where we want to buy your house. Like, I never need to buy your house more than you need to sell it. I have to actually qualify your house. And I set that expectation from the beginning, like, because it's almost like the girl, right? Babe, you've probably had dudes holler at you before you before you were with me, and you probably had guys come up to you and they were like too pushy, right? And you were like, ugh, Like I could hear it right now. I would never date somebody like that. Because they want her too much. So from the jump, I'm immediately pulling away. I got to qualify your house. It would be similar to me being like, damn, yeah, we might be a good fit. I don't really know yet, though. I'd have to get to know you a little bit more. And now she's feeling like, damn, all right, I thought I was popping, but all right. So now she wants to engage in conversation more. So we set the expectations from the jump.